Hello, everybody. Welcome to BookMark Presents. Ask us anything about LinkedIn. This is the first episode for the new year. So, Happy New Year, everybody. Today we are four of the BookMark team. It's me, Dilyana Deneva. Yana Miteva is with us, Alex Kustev, and our newest member of the team, Emmanuel Tonev. Hi, everybody, and welcome. It's a pleasure to share the first bookmark LinkedIn Live with you. You can also listen to us on the podcast. Bookmark Presents. Wherever you are watching or listening to us, you are free to ask the questions about LinkedIn that matter to you. Feel free to do it either in the comments or email us at create@bookmark.pg. Today, as the first episode for the new year, we are going to focus on some new things about the platform which we want to see, predict to see, and wish to see. But first, we're going to start with something we love. This is experimenting. If you know us, you would guess that's something we like. And I would give the floor to Alex and Temu, who are going to share with us something about we are doing right now in terms of experimenting. So, what is it about? Alex?
Hi everyone. In fact, I was expecting for you to give the floor to Emo first, but okay. So, during the last couple of months, we've noticed that reach has fallen, and yet engagement remains on the same levels. So, we decided to conduct a little experiment to check whether what we have been noticing and this is for personal profiles. So we decided to check whether that's in fact true, whether active content creators or more or less passive users receive less impressions and yet uh, higher engagement or at least the same levels of engagement. So Emo started making his magic with some formulas, and we started gathering data information from other users. Some of them, as I said, power users, some of them posting not that consistently. So we have some data already, but Emo, what's in front of us?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you from my side as well. As Alex already mentioned, we have gathered so far data from around 15 creators on LinkedIn from different niches, from different background. We have people from HR, from marketing, from sales, from personal development. Currently, we are still gathering and analyzing the information we have, as it requires quite a lot of time. To be honest, even more than we expected. But to give you some sneak peek over the already gathered information, I'm going to share my personal data for the last 365 days, and you'll be able to see what we are going through and what we are eventually analyzing currently, and hopefully what will be the answers at the very end. As you can see, we are analyzing the impressions and engagement. It is collected information. We are analyzing the differences between the different periods. Currently, we have 5 periods. We are experimenting on creating data for the past 180 days as well. Um, uh, uh, Not only this, but we are also trying to investigate whether uh, the best days for posting, also known as Tuesday and Thursday, are really the best days for posting, as a lot of experts are saying. Currently, as you can see from my profile, for the past 365 days, it is not really true. Monday is killing the other days. And last but not least, we are analyzing the impressions, engagement rate, and followers, and their change, of course, throughout the whole year. There has been quite a roller coaster for me, as you can see, from around 25 to 30,000 impressions in the very beginning of the last year to almost 1,050 impressions in November and December. Why we are doing all of this? Why we are actually investigating what's working and what's not? We are doing all of this because, as Alex already mentioned, the impressions have dropped due to my communication with different creators for the gathering of the data. They mentioned as well that if their posts previously collected like X amount of impressions, now they are collecting 3 times less. But their engagement is still pretty high. So we are trying to investigate whether the algorithm changes, as expected from everyone, are influencing the impressions, the engagement, the followers. And hopefully we'll be having any answers soon enough. I believe that a month will be beneficial for us to investigate everything, but it's just a hypothesis on my side. So yeah.
And yet we have already a number that we can share. Of course, this is still an experiment, so we will have to uh, prove, or let's say debust the myth. But what we've seen so far, uh, not sure whether you already mentioned it, but we've already collected data with 10 million impressions. So what we have now is an engagement rate of 1.4, 1.5% throughout the year as a, let's say, an average engagement rate. So let me just remind you that the engagement rate is a ratio between uh, engagements and all the impressions made by your own content. And once again, this is engagement rate for content created and published on personal profiles. We have a lot of data for engagement rates and engagement and reach, etc., for company pages. But in fact, the way LinkedIn has developed during the last few years has made those two separate channels, like maybe even different worlds. Since reach is getting lower and lower for pages, even on faster pace than for personal profiles. Plus, um, LinkedIn Page Analytics collects data for more than just reactions, comments, shares. So the engagement on company profiles collects much more data. And then we have the engagement rates calculated by the platform itself. So yeah, it's a different thing. The numbers we will probably find out, dig as insights, will be suitable when you're analyzing your own personal presence on LinkedIn, but they won't be relevant to company pages. And yeah, that's another thing that we can experiment with later on through the year.
Is it an invite-only project, or anybody can join if they want?
Well, as Emma already mentioned, we've been trying to diversify the participants. So if you want to share your data with us, we'd be happy to receive your Excel file. You can go to your personal profile stats, and on the top right hand side, there is an export button. the only thing that you should do is just switch to data from the last 365 days. And of course, you can send it to us. Our email is, I hope, well known, create at bookmark.bg. Um, of course, your data is safe with us. It's currently only me and Emu who have access to all the raw data. But as a gratitude, we will share not only the data and the insights that we will make public, probably in a few weeks, but with all the participants, we're thinking of some closed events, virtual event that we will share more in-depth data. Plus, on the personal level, all the formulas and insights that we will gather and acquire will be shared personally with you in order to be able to improve your own presence. And yeah, feel free to join the experiment.
I'm just going to remind that everything is, as Alex already mentioned, but everything is 100% confidential. It's just me and him that actually looks at the data. So you can be rest assured that you will be in silence.
Super. I'm so much looking forward to what this data has to say to us. And of course, we are going to modify our advice to you in relation to how you manage your profile presence on LinkedIn. So yeah, stay tuned. Now let's see what our predictions and wishes for the new year about LinkedIn, of course, are. Um, of course, you're invited also to share what your predictions are or what you want to see from LinkedIn in 2024. I will begin because I'm on the floor now. The first thing that comes to my mind when we speak about improvements about LinkedIn is the LinkedIn events. Um, Actually, I want to have more of it from what it was before because now LinkedIn events, in my opinion, not only are not fully effective, I like much more the way they looked before, namely with a feed. Um, this means that there was a possibility to publish posts right in the LinkedIn event, and there was also a possibility to recommend, I think, 3 posts per week, something like that. And this gives the opportunity to remind anybody who has expressed interest in your event to receive a notification about the recommended posts so you can think strategically what to post, when to post it, and of course to remind your audience about what you're going to have as an event in the near future. So I do hope that we'll see soon something like that. Why not even improved with some other improvements? So we'll see. What about the rest? Do you want the previous um, the previous way that LinkedIn events looked like to return? Yana?
Well, hi everybody. Well, I'm kind of used to be very active when it comes to the event communication. So um, for me, it's not that hard to be more active when it comes to creating organic content on the page related to the event. But I realized that for some people this might be difficult, and this type of improvements that you have mentioned could really make more companies create events and actually use the potential of LinkedIn and contacts that you have to actually attract the right audience to your event. But you never know. I think that maybe LinkedIn has planned something even better for us, but unfortunately, I'm also on the same page as you, but I don't think this is among the biggest focuses of the professional network right now. So maybe we'll have to wait a little bit for this, but I'm sure that it is somewhere on their list for sure.
Okay, maybe not biggest, but the first thing that came to my mind, you said that it's not a primary focus on for LinkedIn. So what it is for you, Jana?
Uh, Maybe a lot of things, but I actually see more focus also not for companies, but also for the personal profiles, the creators, and the users on the network as a whole. As we see, maybe most of you have already seen, we have a rise of the collaborative articles, which actually I admit that it surprised me when they were introduced last year. I thought that this would be something that only a few people will use, that maybe through time it won't stand so much out, but actually I was wrong. And with the new updates, like receiving more notifications about your contacts making contributions to articles, and the way that they appear so frequently in our feed actually shows that people are more likely to participate in them, and also if they don't participate, just to read them, to vote and evaluate other people's opinion. So I think this trend is going to stay, and maybe we will actually see more of it. I expect that we'll see an increased number of collaborators, because people see that it's not that difficult to add your opinion. It could be just a few sentences to share your experience or a specific case that maybe find valuable from the other users on the network. And this trend kind of reminds me of the polls a few years ago, when they were also a trend, but this is for sure really more useful and valuable type of content. uh, Unlike the polls, that's why they don't appear so much on the network, because LinkedIn in the last years is trying to focus more on high quality content and something that has strong expertise and is really valuable to most of the users. And I have something like a prediction that since more and more people will actually be participating as collaborators, that maybe there will be something like a top list, maybe a ranking, where you can, add to your profile that I'm, for example, number 8 in the top list for digital marketing or graphic design or whatever. For now, we have only a badge, which is great, especially if you already have it, like some of our members of the team. And since now the how valuable a contribution is based on the vote that it receives from users, I think that maybe there could be something like a group of experts with proved experience that can also vote additionally, so your contribution be even more valuable when you have a highly experienced expert that actually supports your opinion and says that it is really important. Also, something that maybe it's in the not so near future is that companies can also benefit from this. For example, if their employees, managers are actively contributing to articles, their opinions could be placed on the LinkedIn page of the company, for example, or in some other additional section. I'm not sure, but this will be a way for companies also to benefit from this type of content. But this is only a suggestion, maybe a prediction. So Unfortunately, it is not up to me, but we'll see how the things will go in the further months.
I think you were looking at Emo while you were mentioning the badges and collaborative articles. So I suggest Emo shares with us
Yeah,
what his predictions are and his experience with these fancy badges. Do they mean anything to you?
quite astonishing, right? Yeah, as I already mentioned, I have been honored to receive so far 4 badges. I have been top voice for digital marketing, for communication, for social media marketing, and for correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's currently search engine marketing. My collaborator articles are closely connected with the expectations I will give for something else further on in this life. But my expectations for collaborator articles are currently closely connected to the fact that LinkedIn will stimulate even more collaborators and users and everyone, to be honest, to contribute to those articles and to leave their honest opinions. We are seeing now a trend that the artificial intelligence, which was previously implemented quite a lot in those articles, is being kind of decreased, and currently the contributions mainly come from the creators. Um, as for the so like devoted question whether those badges actually increase your views, your engagement, everything in your profile, we can't really say for sure whether it's positive or negative to your profile, but I can definitely say that it validates your expertise, it shows your skills, and it actually boosts your professionalism towards your audiences. As if you create content regularly, people tend to open your profile and check what's inside there. So when they see that you are top voice, for example, for digital marketing or copywriting, you are expected to be more trusted and basically showing that you really understand from what you're writing. And right, moving to the next topic, as we already said, that I believe that LinkedIn is currently stimulating the copywriting and the writing itself in the platform. I believe that something that will be further pushed in the platform are the articles. The articles that we are writing in our personal profiles. And this hypothesis on my side lays on the ground that LinkedIn implemented a new feature in the analytics tab where you can actually see how many people engaged with your articles and so on. I'm going to share it with you right now in case you have missed on that. Just give me a second. Yeah, you should be able to see it now. Uh, Once again, you have the option to filter with 5 different periods: for 7 days, for 14 days, for 28 days, for 90, and for 365 days. Currently, we are looking at my own newsletter, just the marketing facts. And as you can see, this analytic tool shows us how many new subscribers I have received and how many article views I have managed to accumulate in the last 300 and currently 90 days. Apologies. We are once again having the percentage trends in both the article views and the subscribers. Something interesting. Apart from the trends, we are having the article totals, which are basically showing the impressions, the engagement, and the article views. And something probably you'll be wondering, what's the actual difference between impressions and article views? Impressions are just the people that showed your uh, that have viewed your article, and the article views are the people who have clicked on it and have interacted with it, kind of engaged. Last but not least, you can also monitor who are your subscribers to your personal profile and to your articles. As you can see, just the marketing facts, which is my newsletter, is killing it in terms of subscribers, as my main subscribers are from the marketing field of study and from the digital marketing field of study, which is a great for me. And due to the fact that LinkedIn recently implemented this feature, I'm really hoping and I'm actually believing it that the platform currently stimulates the sharing in the platform in terms of writing, and it will continue. This lends to a question with the overall marketing. Everyone is currently saying that video marketing is the best type of format for everyone, but apparently LinkedIn is not really agreeing on this fact, and they stimulate the writing itself. So yeah.
Super. I suggest next time we have your dog in front of the camera as well, because apparently he wants to join this live. But who knows? We should improve every time. Okay, Alex, what is your topic of interest this year? It might be not a prediction, but something that is trendy.
After last year, when it started with predictions what would happen, and in the end of 2021, I sent my letter not to Santa, but to LinkedIn. All I wanted for Christmas on LinkedIn was a 5 bullet list. And this year, I don't have any predictions, but I will start with curiosity. Since, in fact, yesterday, Google started the, how they call it, the cookie apocalypse or cookie apocalypse. And as digital marketers have been preparing for the cookieless online world for a couple of years now. But yesterday it began. Google killed cookies for 1% of the Chrome users, which amounts of like 30 million 30 million people, since it's not sure whether it's official, but there are like 3 billion users of the Google Chrome browser. So for 30 million people online currently, cookies are no longer working, and I'm curious how this will reflect on everything marketers do regarding LinkedIn marketing, basically LinkedIn ads, since as every other digital platform, in order to be successful, you have to measure, and the measuring tool on LinkedIn is called LinkedIn's Insight Tag. So it won't be that useful anymore. And this is why at the end of 2023, LinkedIn introduced Conversion API, their own CAPI, as they call it. It's probably the same type of technology that Meta introduced more than a couple of years ago. So yeah, LinkedIn is probably way behind, and yet this is one thing to fight the cookieless world, to live in the cookieless world, and the other way to fight it and to survive is to use on-platform remarketing tools, which means that most of the qualification for leads and MQLs and SQLs, the way we bring users down the funnel, regarding their own engagement or with different type of content or different stages of their customer journey, whether you think it's a linear or non-linear, depends on what kind of school you're part of, probably. So most of the LinkedIn ads, let's say, will be probably coming from engagement with content on LinkedIn, which currently can happen with people engaged with your LinkedIn page, followers or page visitors, which are two different kind of type of audiences. Of course, engagement with ad content, video views in matter of percentage of the length of a certain video ad. Um, what else? Lead gen opens, uh, lead gen field forms, etc. So this is a good way to focus, a good direction to look at, and it is my choice to, I don't know, to be to view in 2024, at least at the beginning. It's still probably also as an experiment for Google with this 1% of Chrome users, but yeah, we'll see. Back to you, Dee.
Yeah, we have a question actually.
Actually, I would give. Sorry, I would give the microphone to Emma because we have a question from the audience. Thanks for it.
Yeah, we have a question from Raya on LinkedIn, and her question is, what do you think about the trend or the fact that LinkedIn is becoming too personal? Actually, a great question. I'm really into this topic for the last 4 months, and therefore I will begin with the answer from my side. But all the others can feel free to add any thoughts on it. LinkedIn is becoming too personal, and that's a fact. It's a true. You have written whether it's a trend or the fact. I believe it's a fact, and it's a fact ever since COVID happened to the whole world. The fact that every single meeting was happening from your home, every single important um, like work, every single important meeting, as already mentioned, was happening from the inside of your kitchen, your bedroom, everything else. In fact, I'm currently in my home and I'm showing my personal life to the audience and to you. Is showing that LinkedIn is becoming too personal. But why is that? Why is LinkedIn becoming too personal? It like the answer to this question is really hiding behind the actual platform LinkedIn. Probably you are all aware, but LinkedIn, as a lot of other platforms, is a social media in the end. And the first part of the phrase social tends that LinkedIn needs to be a little bit more social to the audience. Therefore, you need to show your social life, your personal life, your what you're doing in your free time, etc. I have started doing it myself, as I have seen that the platform actually likes it. Not only a platform, but my audience as well. They really liked and probably enjoyed looking what am I doing in my free time, in my kind of work-related balance. So yeah, LinkedIn is becoming a social platform. If in the past it was more a business platform, now I would personally say that I would call it a social dash business platform, as the social is now selling, and the personalized approach to your audiences is the best key to achieve any success. But I'm really curious what the others from the team would say, so I will give the form to them.
Actually, I quite agree with you that COVID was the catalyst for these processes. And I think it's not for bad. because I see also one more aspect of the topic, and that's the fact that vulnerability is not a shame word now. We've spoken a lot about this topic, uh, exposing your weak sides on LinkedIn, and sharing what was difficult to you, what your um, downfalls are, is something that is not prohibited, and even the opposite. It's welcomed by the audience, because after all, it's all about human content here. But I think that at least so far, some boundaries, let's call them healthy boundaries, are not crossed, and we still see that the professional network is professional, and its main purpose, after all, and the personal content is like the spicy flavor that just adds some human touch on it. So I think it's not a bad trend. It's a fact. I would also confirm that. And we see one more question, I think, or it's a comment from Rossi.
It's a comment, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We see that people actually love it, and yeah, I think it's a good trend. Anybody else who wants to share their
Yeah,
opinion?
I would like to add that during the last half a year, maybe more than 20 months now, uh, more C-level people or marketing people who are willing to invest in the potential of the C-level people, the leadership of different companies to be active and to add more value to the corporate brand, building their own personal professional brands. So more people are trying to invest in their own LinkedIn presence in order to make a difference, uh, rather than sound like yet another AI generated um, update on LinkedIn, but getting more personal, sharing more of their own experience, not just expertise, but experience, which is much more important. As I already mentioned, AI, yeah, maybe I can make a prediction. Then in 2024, generative AI will be the the primary way of publishing on LinkedIn. And that's kind of scary, but this will be an opportunity for every one of us to raise our own voices, to be different, to be. I know it sounds like a cliche because it is a cliche, but to be more authentic, since authenticity is something that tends to lack in every social media when it gets more crowded and crowded. Uh, you can go to TikTok, you can go to Instagram, you can even go back to Facebook and X, where people are kind of living now. But everybody's speaking a lot of cliches, trying to be the person they want to be, not exactly the person they currently are. And this changes people, this changes societies, and it's a threat for LinkedIn as well. But from what we've already mentioned today about the way the platform is changing, probably LinkedIn will be the first platform that will try to fight these trends.
We have one more question. Emo, can you
Yeah.
read it, please?
But just for the reference for the last question, I'm going just to mention one more thing, and I'm going to refer directly to the comment of, of Rosie on LinkedIn. She mentioned that people would love to hear your authentic story, and it's a well-known fact for a lot of marketers. But the best way to influence people and to actually sell in the end is storytelling. So basically, the stories behind everything you're doing, your personal story, is the most successful way to actually do your job in the marketing. Of, of, of course. All right, I'm moving to the question of Vladimir. The question is: Are you expecting new tools introduced by LinkedIn or new ways the platform will let creator profiles reach wider audiences, for example, international? I believe that Alex is currently trying to influence international audiences, so I can start here.
Yeah, thank you. Um, Thanks for the question, Vado. Not sure whether there are new tools that will be coming to LinkedIn soon regarding reaching international audiences, but maybe more analytics will help you analyze and know better your current audience. Uh, and why is this important? Because if you know that you want to uh, make a pivot to switch from local to, if not global, to at least international presence, you need to know the structure of your current audience, to know what type of people your updates are reaching, and whether the place you're trying to get to will be there, you will be there soon. Since if you're reaching the same old audience that you've been reaching for years, uh, and it is not your current audience of interest, this means that you should change something. uh, I'll do the most egoistic thing to, and we'll give an example with me. I've been publishing mostly in English for at least a couple of years, and yet whenever I publish in English, since most of my audience is based in Bulgaria, people start commenting in Bulgarian, which probably bugs the algorithm and shows of course the updates to new people, since there is um, a lot of engagement, but it probably shows the content to people located in Bulgaria, since my Bulgarian audience is engaging in Bulgarian. This is an ongoing discussion in our team, and yet this is something that you can try and change, and I've been trying to change it. So yeah, no, in fact, there are no new incoming tools that we know of. We usually try and get into beta testing groups, but nothing new for now.
Since Val mentioned that he wants to reach international
Super.
audiences, potential. Sorry.
We have, we have two more questions. The first one is from Teddy Dimitrova. Don't you think that authenticity is lacking because being trendy matters more in social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and so on? And what do you think, is it more important? What is more important, authenticity or being in the trend? Yana, what do you think? Maybe you didn't hear the question. Uh, so I'm going to give my answer, at least. What I think here is that being trendy, of course, is not something that one should do just for the sake of doing it. In terms of giving to the audience what it needs, of course, you need to have it in mind. But keeping the topics that are important to you, keeping them on the quality level you think is high enough is important, and it should not be compromised with the fact that it's just trendy. And being authentic, as I said, has some boundaries on LinkedIn because that's our topic today. So if you keep it close to the professional and give it in some context, it's okay. So don't be trendy just for the sake of being trendy. That's my opinion, at least. And we have one more question. It's from Ivaiwo Kyrkiev. How does the shift to personal touch and personal stories affect the business pages on the platform? Emma, what do you think?
Uh, that's quite a lot of like this is a quite a big topic to start. To be honest, I will need a couple of hours to comment on the business pages and the personal touch. It's really something that's bugging me. Why companies like they behave as robots in their business pages on LinkedIn, and I would say around social medias like at all. Um, Companies, I would like summarize them as with this word. They think that the best thing they can do is to share what, for example, they have contributed to as a social initiative, as a personal development thing or something like this. I would really say that. Companies do need to be humanized, as mentioned by Vio, with a personal touch and with personal stories. And ever since my joining in Bookmark, this is a mission I'm trying to complete. I will try to influence like myself, every single client we're working with, and every single one on the team to share their story. As I mentioned earlier, storytelling is the best approach in the marketing, at least for me, and I believe that it would be beneficial to everyone if we're honest, if we're authentic. Here I'm referring to the last question as well. Authenticity is the key to the success on every social media, and not only on social media but in the world. If you're not authentic, uh, at some point you will just blow up, and people will understand that you're nothing but a couple of words behind the computer.
Super.
Well, I think I kind of disagree only on a small part of what you have already said because I have export companies, Bulgarian international ones, and I can confirm that actually there is a personal touch and there is a balance between the corporate things, so to say, the traditional that companies tend to share about, their products or their services, and it depends actually how you use it because it could be a really winning strategy, especially when it comes to employer branding and a way to attract more people, not just as potential employees but as a whole, I can say. So I think that the winning strategy is actually the right balance between the two of these. So if you just depend or just rely on personal stories or showing every one of your employees in their stories, after some time it will become maybe a little boring, not so interesting, especially if these stories are not so attractive. So I actually admit and I am on the same page that it should be included in the page of a LinkedIn, the LinkedIn page of a company, but just with the right balance. Because when you have many people sharing personal stories, when you have companies sharing personal stories, it kind of won't be that attractive, and the story won't stand out as much as you want to. So this is my opinion, but I'm actually on the similar page as you as a whole.
We have some more questions. Emo, can you read them?
Yeah, we have two more questions for this moment. The first one is from Lubomira, and it was already shown on the screen, but I'm going to read it once again. What is your thoughts of marketing through personal profile and a company profile on LinkedIn? Could you please share to us positives and negatives on both sides? Thank you in advance. And since I'm currently reading the question, I'm going to start with a brief comment on the comment. For me, I'm by the way, I'm just writing an article on this. But for me, development on company profiles through personal profiles is a must. What I'm trying to say is that if you want to really develop your company profile, you need to be having active employer branding. You need to be having employer advocacy to your pages. They need to be engaging with the content. They need to actually like engaging with the content. If you are trying to force someone to do something because they should do it, most probably their efforts would be not beneficial to anyone, neither to them nor to the company. But yeah, employer advocacy and employer branding are the best thing to grow for me a page on LinkedIn, and this can be done only via growing your personal brand. So personal branding leads to company branding for me.
Actually, it's one of the 5 circles of LinkedIn, which we have talked about a lot. Alex, do you have something to add here, or it was quite clear, actually? I don't have anything to add. Of course, it's a topic that we can speak about for hours, like any other. I think there is one more question.
Yeah, should I read it or you want to read it?
Yeah, please, can you?
It's once again from Vlado. It's a follow-up on his previous question. He has seen some engagement from third connections, which are international, when he posts a collaborative article. So his question is currently, are LinkedIn going to push even more into this tool or develop more features, since now it's a bit bare bones? Yeah. As for this question, what I can say that is that LinkedIn is continuously pushing everyone to the collaborative articles, no matter if you are a big creator, a small creator, no matter if you're having a million impressions for the last 365 days or just 1,000, you're most probably receiving some notifications to collaborate to articles. So I would say that LinkedIn is currently on a verge of pushing everyone to comment and to share some things. For me, it would be further developed. As Jana already mentioned earlier, there could be some ranking on collaborative articles, but it's just a hypothesis for this moment. So yeah, I personally believe if I should be answering with a single sentence, LinkedIn is pushing everyone to comment on collaborative articles, and they will continue to do it until they reach probably their peak. So yeah.
I can also share that
If there are any other questions, feel free to put them either in the comments or email them. You can do that, of course, after this live or after you hear the podcast episode. Oh, we have one more question. Emma, you can read it and we'll see who is.
Yeah, but first I wanted to mention anything, to be honest.
I only wanted to mention that I have seen a few times actually contributions from people that are not my connections, and like for example, I vote and I receive even more of these contributions from the same person. So it's really possible to for us to see more of this. And in my opinion, it should not so much depend from which person the contribution is coming from. Well, it's kind of logical for us to see contributions from people we are connected with because we have connected for a reason. If we actually did it efficiently in the way it is supposed to be, we have articles on this topic, of course. But that should not be like kind of limit just to show contributions from our connections, because there are many people who actually have something valuable to say, and as more as diversity we have, the better. So I will maybe later share if there's some kind of change of the people that I see appear in my feed, which have made contributions to these collaborative articles.
Thank you very much. We have just a comment from Rossi. Thank you very much for being so engaged in this conversation. It will continue in the new year, and I can already invite you to the next episode, which is, I remind you, every first Friday of the new month. So be with us in February as well. Have an amazing year. Stay tuned for the results from our experiment, from Amos and Alex experiment. Share with us your data if you want to be included in it, and experiment. That's my message for you. Be bold and experiment more in 2024. Thank you very much, and bye bye.
Thanks, guys. See you
Thank
soon.
you. See
See
you
you.
next time.